Have you ever felt like you needed to be louder for people to take you serious? Like confidence is for those who are loud, those who take up so much space, who are always having something to say. Now, here's something I learned about confidence. Confidence is not loud. And sometimes, even the most quiet voices carries the deepest strength. So confidence is not loud. And true confidence is not about dominating the room. It's about owning your presence, even in silence. So if you ever feel unsure, if you've ever felt overlooked, unheard, if you've ever doubted yourself, this video is for you. So here is how to find your voice, even when you're not the loudest in the room. First of all, know before you show. Confidence begins with knowing, not showing. It's not about performing for others. It's not about pretending to have it all figured out. It's about being anchored in who you are, that you don't have to prove anything to anybody. True confidence is not about making noise. It's not about interrupting others while they are speaking. It's not about trying to be loud. True confidence, listen, they think. And when they speak, whatever they say means something. So it doesn't have to be loud. To be truly confident, it's not in the noise. And so if you've been doubting yourself because you are not the loudest, you should stop. Noise is not equal to value. It is not equal to value. So, you need to become anchored in who you are, that you do not have to prove anything to anyone. It's not about interrupting anyone. You listen, you think, such that when you talk, whatever you say carries so much weight. Also, finding your voice begins with listening to yourself. You listen to your value. Before you begin to speak outward, you listen inward. Your values, what are your values? What are your beliefs? Your confidence grows when you are aligned to your truth, not by copying someone, not by trying to be like someone. It grows when you've been able to build a version of yourself that is aligned to your truth. You know who you are. And where you find your way, quietly, calmly, and powerfully, your voice begins to be heard. So it's about listening to yourself and aligning yourself to your truth. That this is who I am. These are my values. This is what I stand for. And that is how your confidence begins to grow, because you've been able to understand who you are by listening to yourself, by hearing yourself out, understanding who you truly are. And that way your voice finds its way without making so much noise. Calmly, gently, but powerfully. Also, compete with clarity, not noise. The world is noisy. Everyone is speaking. Everybody wants to be heard. Everybody wants to go viral. Begin to speak with intention, not attention. Focus on clarity. Compete with clarity. The world wants to listen to clarity, not chaos. So begin to speak with intention, not attention. Focus on clarity. And once you gain clarity, your voice will find its place without you shouting. Because no matter how noisy the world is, And no matter how everyone is shouting, in the end, everybody wants to listen to clarity, not chaos. So begin to speak with intention, not attention. Also, focus on consistency, not perfection. See, you begin to find your voice when you decide to speak even when your voice is trembling. When you decide to show up every other day. When you're not waiting until when you have it all figured out. When you begin to speak in those meetings, when you don't wait until you have everything figured out, that is when you begin to find your voice. When you're not waiting for perfection. When you are showing up every other day, your confidence grows. When you don't wait, because the truth is that the reason why you're unsure about yourself and you keep doubting yourself is because you keep postponing your voice. Every single day, you say, oh, tomorrow I will speak in the meeting. You said, no, next week I will speak. I will postpone it till next time. The next meeting, you are shifting it. It's time to begin to show up every other day. You say, no, I want to get my notes together. I want it to be very perfect. Perfection is good. But you would never find your voice if you keep focusing on perfection and if you don't show up at all. You need to start opening up. You need to start speaking in those meetings. You need to start showing up. You need to start making your presence count every other day. You need to define what confidence is. Redefine it for yourself, such that your presence alone is enough to command respect. Noise may command attention, but confidence commands respect. So redefine what confidence is for yourself. Confidence is not loud. It's about being anchored in yourself in such a way you don't have to prove anything. It's about showing up every other day, even when your voice is trembling. It's about understanding who you are and aligning it to your truth. That you are not trying to create a version of someone else or you are trying to copy someone else. It's about gaining clarity and speaking with intention instead of attention. See, you don't have to be the loudest in the room. Noise is not equivalent to value. Redefine what confidence is for yourself. You don't have to be loud to be heard. You just need to begin to stand up, begin to speak, and begin to create value. And I hope that henceforth you become more confident than you are currently. Please don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to share, and don't forget to comment. And let me know if this helps. Bye.